to Tunisia now, where authorities say they have prevented nearly 2,000 people from traveling abroad to join jihadist groups in the first 3 months of this year. The statement from the Interior Ministry also said authorities have dismantled 33 suspected terrorist cells and put on trial 1,400 people accused of belonging to terrorist organizations. Most of those said to be joining these organizations are said to be between the ages of 20 and 23. Also, since January, authorities have carried out 1,733 raids on the homes of people suspected of sheltering terrorist elements. The Tunisian government is assuring foreigners of their safety. Meanwhile, Israel on Monday warned of the danger of attacks targeting Jews ahead of the Jewish Lag BaOmer festival. Right now, for more details, I'm joined by CCTV's Yusuf Gaiji, who is live for us from Tunis. Now, Yusuf, Tunisia says that it has achieved plenty in dismantling these terrorist activities. What more can you tell us?
Well, indeed, Tunisia's government has been mobilizing a lot of resources in every single government organization that is concerned by this to fight terror activities. Mainly the military and the police are on alert, and they are taking under control large parts of the country, particularly for the army, the border between Tunisia and Libya, and as well as the border between Tunisia and Algeria, which remain very sensitive as a lot of smugglers cross in, whether carrying weapons or people who intend to come in Tunisia illegally. But also the police has been dismantling several cells, whether sophisticated cells where people had weaponry and had actual concrete plans, or other cells which are pupils or students who are trying to recruit and spread their ideology and their environment among young people and encourage them to go to Syria. On the other hand, other government institutions such as the Ministry of Education or the Ministry of Religious Affairs, the Ministry of Finance itself, are collecting on one side large funds from the Tunisian people in order to reinforce fighting terror activities, or some ministers say that they are preparing actually a social media and Facebook army that will be online 24/7 to actually fight this ideology online, spread what they believe is a moderate Islam, and try to detect who is actually spreading the jihadist and terrorist ideology online.
Now, Yusuf, obviously a significant number of Tunisians still remain in active service of these jihadist groups. What is the government doing in addressing this security threat?
Well, that is actually the one problem that is extremely concerning for the Tunisian government, because they know that thousands of people have joined the ranks of jihadi or terrorist organizations abroad, particularly in Iraq and Syria, and this has been going on for years. So the numbers are quite high. Tunisia is probably among the highest ranking countries which youth are going to these areas. And one area of control is actually to check who is coming back from Syria and Iraq. Other countries such as Turkey is supposed to be a transit country, and arresting them at the border, conducting interviews and trying to understand where they have been. Also, Tunisia is increasing cooperation with different governments in the region to try to gather intelligence and find out who is coming back to the country and what they intend to do. But one of the weak points actually of Tunisia is that it cut its ties with the Syrian government since 2012, and at this very moment the Syrian government is not only in possession of a large amount of intelligence, but also they have arrested a lot of Tunisians who are in Syrian jails, and Tunisia has no way to actually reach out to them, to gather intelligence from them, or to understand what is actually happening among these groups in Syria. And that's where Tunisia has to basically go forward and try to find out from these people who is actually there and what they intend to do.
Right, Yusuf. Thank you very much for joining us on Africa Live. That was CCTV's Yusuf Gaiji joining us live from Tunis.